Let's go over all the games happened on Saturday. Only 5 games, and let's talk about monster line of the night first and dud of the night. Monster line of the night is Zach Levine, and it wasn't really close. It's him on the top, 38 points, great stuff. Crazy efficiency, 75% on 20 attempts. 3 steals is also nice, and 100% from the free throw line, 5 for 5. He has been insane this season. He's the 14th ranked player in 9 category leagues. The biggest problem with him is he's got 3.8 turnovers. I don't know if 3.8 turnover has been an issue for him all his career, last year as well. And I just don't know if he's top 15. I just don't know if there's a category he can improve on. 29 points. I just don't know. I'm not even sure he can maintain at that level. 3.5 threes, probably at that level. 5 rebound, 5 assists, sounds about right. 1.2 steals, 0.4 blocks, and his efficiency has been insane, 52%. So I think this is what his ceiling is, and he just have, I don't know, his floor could be like a top 25 and top 30. So if you can get a top 15 guy back, I would absolutely do it. That's just my opinion. I just don't think in any category, because he's not a big rebound guy. He's not gonna be a big assist guy, not gonna be a big steals guy, and not gonna be a big blocks guy. And his efficiencies is, I don't know if this room can improve. He's shooting 52% and 86% from the free throw line. And can he score over 30 points a game? I don't know. He's not in a Bradley Beal situation where it's just him and Westbrook, and Westbrook is not taking that many shots. He's got a lot of guys on the Bulls that, offensively, especially when Lauri Markkanen comes back, Zach Levine's usage is gonna come down a bit. I think this is what his ceiling is, top 15. His floor probably gonna be top 30. And let's talk about dud of the night is who is rostered everywhere and pretty good player. Just give me 1 second. Sorry. Yeah, dud of the night is De'Aaron Fox. He had a pretty good game, but in fantasy, in 9 category leagues, he was really rough from the field and from the free throw line. 9 attempts, only made 5. That's rough. And field goal wise, also 41%, and had 4 turnovers as well. So even though he put up 20 points and 9 assists in fantasy, the value he gave you is actually negative, just because how bad his efficiencies are. It may be deceiving sometimes, because if you are punting one of those categories, his value is actually really not that bad, right? If you come punting free throw, 4 turnovers is bad, 41% from the field is bad, but the points and assists is still very good. So let's get into each game. The first game is the Golden State Warriors losing to Charlotte Hornets, and Curry was a very, very late scratch. They said he wasn't feeling well last second, right before the game. So Curry did not play. So no surprise they lost the game. Andrew Wiggins, without Curry, put up 19 points, still 50% from the free throw line. I just don't know if he can. He's not that bad of a free throw shooter. He should be a low 70s guy. This season he's been shooting around 65%. And if that goes up, he can be a top 90 player. This year, his efficiency from the field has greatly improved. It's just his free throw. 1 steal. He hasn't given us a block in a couple games, so hopefully that can go up. You still hold on to him. Juan Toscano Anderson, not interested in him. Only 15 minutes. I was gonna stream him, but the minutes is too up and down. 40, 50 minutes, yeah, you can forget about him. Draymond Green, without Curry, 3 assists. So Draymond's success, I guess they all depend on each other for their successes. Without Curry, Draymond only got 3 assists, but 2 blocks is nice. 7 rebound is also nice. Just remember, this man no points, no threes, no efficiency, bad efficiency. It's the rebound, it's the assist, it's these 4 categories here. And if your team really need those, try to make a trade, because his value in 9 categories is pretty low. But if you punting points and threes, his value goes up pretty significantly. Kelly Oubre Jr. He has turned it around. Seriously, he has shot the ball pretty well, and he's already 92nd ranked. while shooting 42% from the field. I think he can be an 80 and 90 guy. I don't know he could push up to top 60 or 70. Maybe he will. In the past week or so, he's been playing quite well. And again, struggled from the free throw line, 3 for 5. His three efficiencies, well, his turnover is okay, but the 42% from the field and 73% from the free throw line, I think both can improve. The defensive stats look about alright, and 15 points. I think maybe he can move up to 17. If all that things happen, he could be a top 70 guy, but that would be probably his ceiling. But the buy low window is close. You don't drop him. The defensive stats is really nice, and low turnover guy as well. With Curry out, Brad Wanamaker came off the bench, got the majority of the minutes. 33 minutes. If Curry continues to be out, you can take a look at him, and maybe Damian Lee. But none of the guys has a great. If Brad Wanamaker can provide you some good assists, yes. Otherwise, not too interested. Draymond Green is running the show for the most part, so really nobody's that interesting on the Warriors, even if Curry gets hurt. On the Hornets side, Devonte Graham continues to be out, and Terry Rozier, insane stuff. Hit 8 threes. He also had a great game last game as well. This is just who he is now, consistently shooting over 60%. Oh man, he's been so good this season. 27th ranked. He was getting drafted super late. Last year, he averaged about 16, 17 points, some threes, and nothing else. This season, he's averaging 21 points and 3.6 threes. 50% from the field, 1.3 steals. He just turned into a great shooter all of a sudden this season, out of nowhere. If you drafted this guy late, he's giving you top 30 values. You're probably not going to trade somebody. Nobody's going to give you a top 30 value back, right? So you just hold on to him, see what happens. Maybe he can be a 50% shooter for the rest of the season. I don't believe it, but who knows? Who knows? And I think his steal numbers is also a bit high, 1.3 steals. Got you one here, but again, guys like this in fantasy, really the peripherals, meaning the rebound, assists, steals, and blocks, he's not particularly great at either category. 1.3 is nice for the season, no doubt. I don't think 1.3 he can continue doing that. Majority of his value is coming from the points and threes, and efficiency even this season. If the efficiency fall off, all of those categories are going to suffer. LaMelo Ball, 31, 32, all 32 minutes, great stuff from LaMelo. 3 for 10, 1 3, no worries. 7 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Still great, and I view him as a top 50 guy moving forward. He can just really fill up the stat sheet. Miles Bridges, PJ Washington played 32 minutes, had a pretty good game, but without him playing at the center position, his blocks has been pretty tough. And Cody Zeller consistently gets 20 sub 25 minutes. He did have 4 personal fouls here, and I don't know if it's probably due to some matchup issues, but it has been happening quite often. Bismack Biyombo played 20 minutes as well. So they have about 7 minutes without both guys on the court. And I'll just continue to monitor Cody Zeller's minutes. If he is splitting the 40 minutes with Bismack Biyombo, maybe he's not a must roster guy. Very mediocre stats here. Gordon Hayward 32 minutes, okay. 7 rebound assists. He's had flown off a bit. Should be a top 40 guy or top 50 guy in my opinion. Let's move on to the next game. Miami Heat, great win over the Lakers. Lakers have been struggling a little bit without AD, but I'm not worried. We know they're gonna be top 2-3 seed in the Western Conference. LeBron can carry the load. No problem with AD out. Jimmy Butler took 20 shots. That's what you want to see from Jimmy. 80% from the free throw line. His efficiencies has been a little bit rough, but that's okay. He's giving you all the other stats. 5 turnovers is also interesting. 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. Great stuff from Jimmy. He should be a top 20 guy. Kelly Olynyk. Yeah, you can't really drop him. He had a great game last game, but only played 23 minutes. He played 29 minutes here. and give you nothing. His minutes is up and down, and his production is up and down. Right? If his production can stay great, you roster him. If his minutes is 30, 35 minutes every night, maybe you have a reason to roster him, but both are inconsistent. Only stream him at this point. Bam, great game as well, 2 steals and block. If he can improve his defensive stats, he will be a top 20 player. The only problem with him is he's a bad free throw shooter. But this year, he's 85% on high volume. Just insane stuff from him. Duncan Robinson grabbed you 10 rebounds, but only a streamer. And meanwhile, Kendrick Nunn, this is a perfect time to sell high on. Again, 70% shooting. And with the biggest thing, and Tyler Hero also got hurt. Okay. He might have more value because Tyler Hero also did not play the second half, and we don't know when Goran Dragic is coming back. But just remember, when those two guys come back, he may not play or play 20 minutes. His value is, he doesn't have, for the rest of the season, he doesn't have, as soon as those guys come back, he won't have any value. So I would package him and another guy. Right? It's hard to trade one-on-one. Package him and another guy for a top 50 player. Like, okay, him and Norman Powell is another guy that I like to use. Trade him and for OG. OG coming back, being struggling a little bit. Try to trade for OG. Try to trade him for Chris Boucher even. Even though Chris Boucher's minutes are up and down, but for the rest of the season, he has so much upside. So much upside due to, mainly to his block numbers. So you try to make that trade, right? Try to package him with somebody else. 1-for-1 might be a little tough, because in the short term he will give you, I don't know how long that will be, maybe 2 weeks, whenever Goran Dragic comes back, and whenever Tyler Hero comes back. When those guys both play, now he's not gonna play 40 minutes, obviously. Great stuff here, great efficiency. Hit 5 threes, 5 rebounds, just filled up the stat sheet. 3 steals, 3 assists, 2 steals, and a block. And on the Lakers side, LeBron struggled from the field. 33% shooting against his Miami Heat team. 9 rebounds, almost a triple-double, a steal and a block. Like I said, LeBron is chasing all the records. So steals and blocks maybe not going to be so great, but the rest of the stat is going to be fine. And his ranking is going to be low. He's 32nd because he's just a bad free throw shooter. 71% in 6 attempts. If he pound free throw, yeah, he should be a top 20 guy pretty comfortably, even without the defense. Over the years he's been a pretty good defensive guy, but this year only 1 steal and 0.5 blocks. With AD out, Kyle Kuzma, you want to pick him up, and he can give you decent scoring and rebound, rough efficiency here. Lakers with the AD out, I don't know. The second guy is probably, Danny Schroeder is also out, but Kyle Kuzma could be the third guy or even the second guy in terms of if the usage after LeBron. Marcus Gasol played 24 minutes. He really just give you the blocks and nothing else. Only the blocks. KCP played 35, but this man playing high minutes, a catch and shoot guy that with low defensive upside, and the volume is not great like guys like Joe Harris. Wesley Matthews 30 minutes, yeah, not too interesting either guy. And Montrezl Harrell played 23 minutes, again, pretty good game. A double-double, just in 24 minutes, his usage is pretty high coming off the bench. He's worth streaming. I wouldn't roster him full time. With AD out, maybe. Just in 24 minutes, see what he can do. This is probably the best scenario in 24 minutes. His minutes won't go up to 30 ever. That's just, not ever, but in 90% of the games. Horton Tucker played 18. He was getting 25 to 25 minutes. Only 17 minutes here, so not interested in him. Let's move on to the next game. The Kings versus the Chicago Bulls. Kings been struggling hard. They're gonna miss the playoffs in the tough Western Conference. Yeah, they're 12 and 17. They're not that far off because we only got 30 games. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough. They're not this season. They haven't been playing that well. De'Aaron Fox, he's the dot of the night because the efficiency is so bad for turnovers, bad free throw line, bad field goal. 9 steals and 9 assists and 2 steals. Maybe it's a buy low moment. If your team is pounding free throw, I would consider getting him because the biggest thing is he's a bad field goal guy. We know that, but his field goal doesn't hurt your team as much as his free throw. He shoots a lot of free throw on bad percentages. So if you pound him free throw, I would try to trade him. Make a trade for him. He's already at per game basis. And remember, if the owner is not pounding free throw, it's a great opportunity to trade. He is ranked. Where is he ranked? 113. Still giving you 23 points and 7 assists and 1.3 steals. Those three categories are really, really strong. But the free throw hurts you so much. And obviously the turnover and efficiency. I would make a trade for him if he pounded free throw. Buddy Hield, a great game from Buddy. 23 shooting the ball. 48% shooting, 23 points. But the problem with him is nothing else. He makes threes at a great volume and nothing else. And in fantasy, that's just what it is. If you're a guard, you have even a guy like Trae Young. He's ranked like 40th in 9 category leagues because the defense, very very low defense and low field goal, and in Trae Young's case, a lot of turnovers as well. So Buddy Hield's ranking is not gonna be that high. Let's see. Yeah, he's ranked 98th. I think this is probably where he's gonna be for the rest of the season in 9 category leagues. Hassan Whiteside started. What a surprise! Only played 16 minutes though. So he's worth streaming until Rashawn Holmes, because sometimes we'll give you 25 minutes, block you 5 shots, and win you the week in blocks. Marvin Bagley, 35 minutes, great stuff. You stream him for points and rebound, but his efficiency is rough. Corey Joseph did absolutely nothing. Had 1 assist, and he started at the forward. Oh my goodness, 7 rebound. Yeah, not interested in him at all. While Tyrese Halliburton continues to produce. Efficient, not so efficient actually, 37%, but 5 assists, 2 steals and block. Great stuff for him. And on the Bulls side, Garrett Temple continues to get huge minutes. You can definitely stream this guy at this point. He give you nice all-around stats for rebound and steal and 2 blocks. Those are pretty valuable. Great efficient, hit some threes this game. Patrick Williams, grab to 11 rebound. I'm not interested in him. Only stream him. Don't roster him full time. Wendell Carter Jr. since coming back, he's putting up really really mediocre numbers. To me, he's not a must roster. It's like the guy on OKC, Darius Bazley. Not a must roster, but he does have a consistent role on this team. Like he'll get 30 minutes every night, but I don't know. There's not one category that I mean, he grabbed enough rebound and that's it. He's not a big blocks guy. He blocked 2 shots here, but his block is under 1. Like he's blocking the same number of shots Fred VanVleet is blocking as a center. Just get my camera up real quick. So I'm not too high on this guy, to be honest. You can if you need a big guy can grab you some rebound, yes, can go for it. Zach Levine, we talked about him, great stuff. The question mark I have is like how much room can he grow? Like which category can he do better? I don't know. The top 15 is probably his ceiling. Unless he reduces turnover numbers, that's the only way I see him. Kobe White, again, actually, 19 points is nice. 5 threes is nice. Efficiency we know. But most importantly, he give you 1 steal and 1 block. Assist is low for him, but that's if Kobe White can improve he's ranked 171st in 9 category leagues because he's averaging 0.3 steals. That is a joke. That is absolutely a joke. Averaging 0.3 steals. If he can move up to 1 steal, that would actually help his ranking very, very, like so much. So just do an experiment real quick. Yeah, if you're punting steals, he's ranked 115th, which is still bad, but not that bad. 115th, I'll take it. He's got a pretty consistent role with the team. The biggest problem is the steals. So what else can you do? If you don't need the steals, try to trade for him. But I think a guy like that in the playoffs, if you need steals, you just drop it. You don't hesitate. If you need some defensive stats, you don't hold on to him in the playoffs. The regular season, yeah, you still hold on to him. Thaddeus Young, 22 minutes. 2 blocks. His minutes is only very low, but you don't drop him yet because he's still giving you consistent production in 20 to 22 minutes, right? You hold him until the production fall off. Still great here. 4 assists as a power forward. He gets you so many assists. And 2 blocks is also a really good steals guy. Thomas Henry, I'm not interested. Only stream him for some assists. This is the only thing he give you. Right? Kobe White's been getting 30 plus minutes every single game. Let's move on to the next game. The Phoenix Suns, they're playing so well. They are not ranked. Their standing at the moment is they're 4th in the Western Conference. Maybe they can both be the 4th seed and make some noise in the playoffs with Chris Paul at the point guard position. Mikhail Bridges, 20 minutes, it's a blowout. 20 minutes, he was great. Plus 25, the best on the team. 1 steal and 1 block. And with him this season, it's, his steal numbers is comically low this season. He got 1 here. Pretty good. 1, he's ranked 55th. He definitely has room to grow. Averaging 0.7 steals. If he can move this up to 1.3, 1.4, and he can even be a 1.6, 1.5 guy, he'll be like top 40. That's just what defensive stats do for you in fantasy. Can move up your ranking really up and down. Even just 0.5 or 0.6 can move your spot up to 20 spots. So good stuff from him, and elite efficiency this game as well. Frank Kaminsky continued to start. Did nothing here. DeAndre Ayton, it's a blowout, but oh man, Ayton been rough. 2 blocks is good. Rough year for Ayton, and for those owners who drafted in the 2nd or 3rd round, expecting a big year. The logic was Chris Paul is here. Chris Paul will, it's gonna make him eat. Scary stuff. And Devin Booker, 5 assists is okay, but just nothing. He's so consistent at getting you 20 points a night, and nothing else. Nothing else. Hit 5 threes, which is also good, but nothing else. His ranking for the season is bad. 83rd. For a guy that's getting drafted in the 1st round, very, very bad. And I would, one thing I would do is, he's got the name value. He was getting drafted in the 1st round. You can try to not sell high because his production has been bad, but he's got the name value, right? If you can try to trade for a top 25 guy, like if you want to. Malcolm Brogdon is going to be better than him for the rest of the season. Malcolm Brogdon is going to give you way more assists, right? This season he's been averaging 1.3 steals, so I will make that trade. The owner, Malcolm Brogdon, want to be, maybe I'm buying low on Devin Booker. Maybe Devin Booker will be better. You make that trade because for the rest of the season, Malcolm Brogdon is going to be better. Try to trade for Brandon Ingram. All those guys are going to be better than Devin Booker, in my opinion. For the rest of the season, he's only gonna give you 20 plus points, and that's it. Nothing else. Chris Paul, again, great efficiency, and I think he was a sell high, before this game. This game, okay, stats, no steals, but he's been putting up incredible stats when Devin was out, when Booker was out. So yeah, you hold on to him. Just crazy how, and he only played 23 minutes here. Like a guy like that had 1 bad year in last year at Houston in fantasy wise, getting hurt all the time. In the past 2 seasons, just didn't get hurt. Incredible stuff. Cameron Payne, because of blowout, he put up big stats, 9 assists and steal, but unless Suns gonna blow people out, I'm not interested. And Jay Crowder only played 20 minutes. It's a blowout. If it's not a blowout, he might get a few more minutes. You can stream him. He was playing quite well. Obviously, a dud here. And Dario Saric also had one of his best games of the season. 7 for 9. Not interested in him. We know this man doesn't get minutes just because it's a blowout this game. On the Grizzlies side, blowout, everyone's minutes is low. And interestingly, Xavier Tillman started. Kyle Anderson and Grayson Allen, they were out due to rest. What? Grayson Allen is out due to rest? Okay. So, a couple guys got the opportunity. DeAnthony Melton to play 27. It's a blowout. If he can play 30, 35 minutes every night, you obviously roster him. But too many guys on this team. And no defensive stats here. So he's a streamer in my opinion. Give you those steals and blocks. Valanciunas 5 for 9 in an okay game. A blowout. No one played that well on the Grizzlies side. Ja Morant again his Devin Booker situation. He's got the great name value. He was getting drafted pretty high. You want to trade him for someone who's actually really good. Someone maybe undervalued. Honestly, I don't think Ja Morant is gonna be a top 70 guy or 60 guy even. That's probably gonna be his ceiling for the season. And oh man, where's the Morant this season? He's ranked 134th. Give me 7.8 assists and nothing else. Nothing else. 19 points, yes. And nothing else. 0.3 threes. Sorry, 0.7 threes, 0.9 steals. As a point guard. You know what I would do? I would try to trade him. De'Aaron Fox. I would if I'm pounding free throw. I wouldn't even think twice. Anybody, honestly. I would trade him. Yeah, like a guy I can think of is Robert Covington. He only give you the steals and blocks, but in such high, like he's probably like the best guy in terms of getting the steals and blocks. Maybe after Miles Turner, because he can give you so many steals, like 1.7, 1.8, and so many blocks. Try to make a trade like that. Guy maybe undervalued and no name value for Ja Morant, because Ja Morant on paper looks great. He was getting drafted top 30. Averaging 8 assists and 19 points, but nothing else. Everything else is probably negative. I would do that trade. I don't think he's gonna be good this season at all. Tyus Jones, 20 minutes. Give you the three assists, and he's a streamer as well. Oh yeah, the big news is Justice Winslow came back. Just added another guy on this Grizzlies team. So I think that hurts like guys like Desmond Bain, Xavier Tillman, and DeAnthony Melton, Tyus Jones. All those guys, all those stream guys on this team. And Kyle Anderson and Grayson Allen. Because you just add another guy that's gonna play 20 to 25 minutes a night. So everybody loses out a little bit. Just weird stuff on this team. And last game of the night is the Wizards. Oh man, they figured it out. They have won. How many games have they won straight? They're still 13th in the Eastern Conference, but they're not that far off, to be honest. The 8th ranked team right now is the Knicks. They play one less game and they need 4 more wins. So if they go on a hot winning streak, win 3 more, their schedule in the beginning of the season might be a little tough. And in the Eastern Conference, I mean, there's just so many free wins I think you can pick up. So Wizards, they just keep winning and they make the playoffs. Good. It's a good news for Beal and Westbrook owners. Right on the Wizards side, Beal, great game, 60% shooting, 37 points. He's gonna lead the league in scoring, I believe. 2 steals, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. Good stuff from Beal, and actually good stuff from Russell Westbrook. 7 turnovers is rough. We know that. 64% shooting. That's one of his best games. And okay from the free throw line. Honestly, if he can shoot if he can give you 73, 74% free throw shooting, that's great. Not 65%. 11, because he can really fill out the stat sheet. No defensive stats. That's another thing with Russell Westbrook this season. The defensive stats is pretty low for him. If he can turn that around, if he can give you 1.6, 1.7, he could be really valuable in category leagues, because he's one of the biggest assist guys, one of the big rebound guys as a point guard. Yeah, I would try to. And after this game, maybe the owner thinks maybe no longer buy low, but he'll have those rough games. I would try to buy low on him. He's like a De'Aaron Fox, but way worse in terms of hurting you in those efficiencies. But he's valuable. He's valuable in category leagues for sure. If you have the right build, yes, you want to grab him. Roy Hachimura also played great. 37 minutes, the high minutes here is great for him. 17 points, 3 steals, you can stream him. And, Wizards got 5 games next week. So all those guys, you want to stream them. All the young guys that's not going to be resting. Wagner and this team's center rotation is just such a joke. Wagner played 11 minutes. Alex Len played 5 minutes. Had you 2 blocks, and Robin Lopez played the 28 minutes. Put up decent stats, honestly, but you just don't know. I wouldn't feel comfortable streaming any of the centers on this team because for 5 games they just give you nothing. Even play 5 games. Garrison Matthews also started and played 13 minutes. Davis Bertans is worth streaming next week. He had a great game and just fall back to earth. 6 points, 5 rebounds, and nothing else. Let's talk about the Portland side. Damon Lillard, he tried. 30 shot attempts, 35 points. Maybe the Wizards are not doubling him as much because he got off 30 shots and he had a pretty rough night. Hit 7 threes. He should be a top 5 guy until CJ McCollum comes back. It's just unlimited usage, unlimited usage, and 12 assists, a steal. Gary Trent Jr. stream him, pretty good game from him, 16 points, 4 threes. Enes Kanter, again, he's got a timestamp on his value. Even though Nurkic is not close, no timetable, maybe another month and a month and a half away. And even when he does come back, in the first week or so, his minutes, he'll be on a minute restriction and he's gonna sit out back-to-backs. So Enes Kanter will have value moving forward all season and giving you huge rebound numbers and huge field goal. Struggle from the free throw line, but it's just one bad free throw night. He's a 80% free throw shooter as a big man, so that's also good. And let's talk about Robert Covington. 2 steals, 4 blocks. Man, he as bad as he has been this season, he's ranked 59. The steals and blocks numbers he gives, he's averaging 1.6 steals and 1 block. You know, the steal numbers can absolutely stay there, and a block. He can average that moving forward. He's still shooting 37%. If he can just shoot 40%, right, he can be a top 50 guy. I would make a trade for him to get like a Ja Morant. I wouldn't even think about it. Ja Morant really give you the assist. I understand it's hard to get the assist off the waiver wire, but it's also too hard to get a guy that can give you 1.6 steals and a block. That's 2 categories more valuable than just 1 assist category. And he won't hurt you in turnovers like Ja Morant does. And hit more threes, more rebound. I would make that trade pretty comfortably. And I think the buy-low window is closed. If somehow he gets dropped in your league in the beginning of the season and you scoot him up, congrats. Really good stuff from him. Jerry Jones Jr. also, brought the defensive stats: a steal and 2 blocks, 9 rebounds. He's worth streaming. All those guys, him, Gary Trent Jr., Carmelo Anthony, all those guys worth streaming. Melo, 25 minutes, 4 steals. That's why I like streaming Melo this season. Just remember, his field goal is going to be bad, but he's bringing the defense. I really like what Melo is doing. He's ranked, his ranking is going to be bad. I understand. 149th ranked player, averaging 13 points, but the 0.9 steals and 0.8 blocks. I think he can do that for the rest of the season. Give you 4 here. He's really focused on playing on defense. So good to see Melo able to play on an NBA team and produce and contribute, most importantly. That's it for all the games. See you guys later.